School's in session.
Okay.
Just waiting for him to come down.
Did you hear the bell, Dennis?
Yeah. Is that what it was? What is that thing on a thermostat or something? Does that just keep?
Nope, that lets us know that school's in session.
Oh, there you go. Did you hear it?
All right. Wow, what a crowd. Thank you so much for coming out. My name's Jeff Jakes. I'm one of the board members for Historical Society. Normally Mr. Turk would be here for this, but he's under the weather, so I'm getting to take his place. So he apologized for not being here, because I know he loves these two, and he talks about them like you wouldn't believe. All right, so today's concert is made possible in part by funding from the Gloucester County Cultural and Heritage Commission at Rowan College of South Jersey, in partnership with the New Jersey State Council on the Arts Department of State and the National Endowment for Arts, and contributions from our friends and members are accepted. So if you want to leave a sandwich for us or a dollar, we'll take it, okay? What I would ask is, if you haven't, silence your phones, okay? Today we have with us two renowned jazz artists, Denis DiBlasio and Brian Betz, who are about to take us on a cool and exciting tour through the Great American Songbook. Please join me in welcoming Denis and Brian. Gents, I hand it off to you.
All right. Well, Brian and I play a lot together, and we do a lot of these library type jobs where you play and you talk. You talk about the music, take questions. It's wide open. You can ask us anything. If we don't know the answer, we'll just make up something that sounds good. But we can talk about the music, or we can talk about what it is we do. It could just be anything. And these are fun for us because, you know, if you ask a question, we'll speak to it. And a lot of times we can play something that lines up with what you're asking. So we'll just start off with, how about Days of Wine and Roses?
Sure.
Henry Mancini, great composer, wrote a lot for films, and was responsible for getting a lot of other people involved in writing for films, like Quincy Jones and people like that. He wrote a lot of great tunes. And as jazz musicians, we get songs and we jazz them up, or we'll play jazz songs, but we'll play standards, we'll play songs from Broadway. We'll do whatever we want, but we like to jazz things up. You've heard that Charlie Brown Christmas or Christmas carols. We'll jazz up anything we can get our hands on. But this is his composition, Days of Wine and Roses. Wine and Roses, Days of Wine and Roses. So, I don't know. Questions, answers, comments, anything? Yes.
What is your instrument?
This, I'm not going to tell you. No, this is a baritone saxophone. And there's a lot of them. There's a soprano, an alto, a tenor, baritone. And then there's a bigger one called the bass. Then there's another one called the contrabass. And then there's even a bigger one called the sub-contrabass. I've only seen those on YouTube. But
What's your favorite?
Oh, I like this one. I wish I liked the other ones because they're easier to carry. But I have them all too. But this one is the one that I just, when I play the other saxophones, because you can play them all, but it's like you can drive a car. But what car do you really love? You know, and when I'm playing the other ones, I just feel like, it just doesn't have the meat that I'm used to. You know, I feel like the sound has a lot of cholesterol in it. You know what I mean? It's got stuff in it.
Good meal.
Yeah, it is. It's a good, that's right. But it's, you don't see many bass saxophones in the country. Philadelphia has the most bass saxophones of anywhere in the world because of mummers. Because they used to travel, marching bands used to have tubas. and they don't have tubas, they use bass saxophones for that. So these guys, they wear these drum harnesses and they play. Anybody playing this? Yeah, there's usually someone close by that's in the string band. Yeah, so anyway. Let's see. You want to do Ipanema?
Sure.
Okay, new strings?
Nah, it's just being difficult.
Heat?
What?
Heat?
Nah, she's just
No.
having a bad day, I guess.
Like that, the strings. So we're gonna play Girl from Ipanema.
It's a bad day.
What's he? Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
These folks saw me in Atlantic City a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's
and
right.
they're
they
great
have-
people, and they came, and I'm
They-
glad you're here.
They came to heckle you. Oh, good.
Stop.
Good stuff.
So
What
this is
was
girl from Ipanema.
Okay.
And it's she actually exists. She's a real person. It's not like they just made that up. And you can type in "Girl from Ipanema" and the real interview will come up. And Jobim, Antonio Carlos Jobim, who wrote this tune, he used to sit in this bar and he would see her walking on the beach and he would, oh my gosh, I love you. You don't know me. Every time you go by, I go, whatever the words are to this thing we don't sing. But and then he wrote it. The thing became a hit. And when it became a hit, people started to go to Ipanema Beach, and the people who lived there were bugged by it because all these tourists were showing up, and they got mad at whoever the girl from Ipanema was, and she didn't even know it was about her. She's still alive. Her daughters run a jewelry place, but if you type it in, I think Pinero is her last name. But the real girl from Ipanema, they actually interview her, and she didn't know until like years later that it was about her. Interesting. Well, we're going to speed it up. This way. Figure she's on steroids, so there's the up-tempo version. Look at her go, look at her go. All from Ipanema. Okay, all right. No, good, yes.
So I saw you about a month ago in Collingswood, and
Oh.
due to my conditions of life, whatever, it'd been over 30 years since I've seen you in between those two. And you were doing a metal mouthpiece with a
boy.
synthetic reed back then.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your impetus to go back to the?
Oh, no,
Traditional.
you're touching a really.
I know this story even.
You know, don't stop.
I do.
This is just the thing that happens. It's you kind of play with equipment. That's all. You play with equipment. Sometimes you hear yourself better. Sometimes you don't. If you're playing a job, we don't play like this where people actually listen. It takes us a minute to get used to this, because usually the ice machine goes off. Somebody drops a ball in the outfield and it's on the TV, or something happens. Somebody drops a plate of beer or something. It's a tray of beer. But so when people listen quiet like this, all of a sudden you can do things you can't do. You can't play like this in a club. There's too much noise. But if you play in a situation where it's really loud, like we did, there you go, your favorite. We did Frankie Avalon, played them a couple of weeks ago. It was so loud. So you have mouthpieces that are built for really loud situations. And, so if I just played a gig to say it's really loud, I can't hear myself, so I put on a mouthpiece that's louder. It messes you up. This is the one I like to play when you can play the way you want to play. But that was all. I have a ton of them. We all saxophone players. It's called GAS. Gear Acquisition Syndrome, where the saxophone, trumpet players have it. They have mouthpiece. Show your picks.
Yeah,
look at this.
I have
Look at these are picks. Look,
I have my family of guitar picks here.
he's got a little pouch just for picks.
And they're all different. They all have different personalities.
Yeah, so that's all. It's all of the moment. But this is when everything is ideal. That's where you usually pick the thing that you like. But that was probably, I can't remember exactly that gig, but I probably remember that time. I got a ton of stuff. You need any? Nah. Yes.
Your students at Rowan, do any of them know who Maynard Ferguson is until you come along and tell them?
I think now, no. And no, well, they don't. I have a picture of Louis Armstrong. See, you guys will get this. So I have a photo of Louis Armstrong in my office in a tux and black patent leather shoes and white socks. And he's sitting on the stage, and it's a profile shot, and he looks exhausted. And anybody who's done anything, doesn't even have to be a musician. You're doing something late at night, you're driving home, you're doing this, and anybody who looks at that face knows that that guy, he did it. He put the time in. So I kind of look at that. Well, I had a kid come in and say, "What's the deal with that guy's white socks?" But so you all laughed. I cried. But but he was a good kid. He's not a bad kid, but they just don't know. It's not part of their life. So what used to be, Brian was a student. He was a student. He came in, he knew these people. He knew Wes Montgomery. He knew all about the different players. So when they come in and they know it, it's easy because you can kind of steer them and they know what it is. But now it's introducing them to this person and why this person's great. So by the time they catch on, it's usually their sophomore year maybe. Junior, well, it's just what it is. It's the culture. I used to fight. I can't fight it anymore. It is what it is. So whatever comes in, that's what it is. So I'm doing more introductory. This is what it is. This is why it's fun. This is what it's about. But yeah. So a lot of them don't know. Maynard was younger than Count Basie. Maynard was a kid when it was Count Basie and Duke Ellington, and he had his own band. But some might. But I would say pretty much 98% no, they just don't know. But I'm used to it now. Now I know I have to introduce them to these people, so I teach differently. That's all. That's what it is. Meh. Well, I mean, you could be mad, but that's exhausting, and nothing changes. So it's amazing how nothing changes. The matter I got, nothing changed. So anyway, but speaking of Count Basie was somebody. So when Brian was a student, let's do this thing because this will be fun. When Brian was a student, all he talked about was, I want to get an L5 Gibson guitar that George Benson plays and Wes Montgomery plays and whoever else played. That's all I heard. He went for his undergrad 4 years, all I heard. Then he became graduate student, did great. I want to get an L5. I can't wait to get an L5. L5's the type of guitar that they play. Anyway, he gets married, he has kids, but he's got what you have? What did you have in what was in the garage?
How many kids did I have?
No. What was in the garage? What'd you have?
I had a Z28 that was pretty mean.
Okay, man.
It never saw the rain. It was one of those.
So, sell your car and get
Yeah.
this guitar before somebody wants, granite tabletops, whatever, right? So,
Yeah.
Brian
True
gets this.
story.
Brian gets his guitar, and this is it. He's playing on this guitar, and this guitar is. Just go ahead, do the thing.
Well, thank
Oh,
you
it's-
kindly. Thank you. I didn't want. All right.
right.
So first of all, like,
You don't have to yell.
I-
There's some people are sleeping out there. You're gonna wake up people. Take it easy.
I was a student of Denis's many years ago, but he's right. I earned my bachelor's and my master's degree at Rowan many years ago, and now I'm on the staff. But I always wanted this guitar, and the gear I had before that I still have is really good. I had a really nice, what we call them the music world, axes. I had really nice axes. And they're hanging on my wall, and one of my students is here, and she knows what I'm talking about. So anyway, that being said, I couldn't justify going out and buying this joker. So like Mrs. Betz was like, listen, I get it, baby. Like if you want this guitar, the car's gotta go. And it was one of those cars like, let me drive around in like, I don't know, Wildwood and look for talent. It was that kind of Well,
I'll never work here again.
Okay. Okay. So I outgrew that. It was sitting in the garage. The bonnet was on it, what I would call it. And I said, okay, let me see if I could sell this car. And it was a really beautiful car. And somebody came and was like, yeah, I'll give you what you want for it. I was like, holy cannoli. You believe that? So I come in the house. I said, Laura, somebody's buying the car. She said, man, we could really use those quartz countertops. Yeah, and she looked at me, she goes, all right, I get it. She's like, that's cool. So I went, and there's not a lot of music stores. They don't even make this model anymore. And I found a guy that was a collector in Princeton, and he had one, and I really didn't want this color. I really wanted natural. I wanted a blonde natural, like the color of this floor. But you gotta kind of like, so I showed the picture to my wife, and she's like, you're a Scorpio with your personality. You could play this guitar, you know. And I went up and saw it, and I bought it, and I called the factory and talked to the guy that made it in Montana.
Well, wait, when you played it, did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It was great. I mean, it
All right.
spoke to me. It was,
Yeah,
you know.
okay, yeah, finally.
But yeah, it's a great guitar. All my heroes play it. My sciatica's killing me now because it's a lot heavier than my other guitar, but it's worth it. And yeah, it's a Gibson L5, and yeah, there you go.
So, with that, Count Basie had what do right?
Yes.
Okay. I forgot the name of it, but we'll play it.
In a mellow tone.
In a mellow tone. We're going to play in a mellow tone, which is a Duke Ellington composition, but we're going to play it the way Count Basie's band would have played it, because in Count Basie's band, he had a guitar player by the name of Freddie Green, who played a specific style where he played on every beat, right? Yep, you're right.
Yes, she is.
And it's a specific style. And when Brian was trying to play it, that style, he wasn't doing it right. And I didn't know what to tell him because I don't play guitar. So he said, you know what you need to do? You need to go study with Bucky Pizzarelli, who played with Benny Goodman, who lives down at the shore in Jersey. And you should go take a lesson. And if you take the lesson, you've got to tape it. Because we don't know how long Bucky's going to be around. Anyway, he went, he took a lesson, came back, whole life was changed, everything was different, and things on, was it Marie bake a sandwich, right, or something
I
like
have a
that.
YouTube video on my channel. I talk about it, how he yells at me. It's all love. But
Probably can't hear.
yeah, and I went up and saw him twice, and it was life-changing because he showed me how to do it the way I was supposed to be doing.
So we're going to play In a Mellow Tone by Duke Ellington in a style of Count Basie with a style of guitar playing that we call Freddie Green style. The L5.
Yeah, it's a story.
Yes.
Story.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that
Whoa.
what you call
Press conference. Yes. Yeah,
Is that what you call mellow tone, or like?
no, that's the name of the tune. In a mellow tone.
In a mellow tone,
That's
yes.
called In a Mellow Tone. It's boy, here's something you don't care about. This is they're called contrafacts. So what'll happen is somebody will get a tune. Is it whispering?
Yeah,
There was a song called Whispering, and then someone wrote a new melody to the same chord changes, and that's called a contrafact. And we teach that in composition. You get a song that exists, you keep it, you wipe out the melody, you keep the chords, and you write a new melody. So there was a time when that was happening a lot, and that's a contrafact of a song called Whispering, I think, yeah. But it's called In a Mellow Tone. Duke Ellington did it. Yes.
When you're improvising and you're playing with other people, is the tune, the basic melody playing in your head?
Oh boy,
Or is it just the chords and you do the?
that's a level 1200 question right there. Good question.
I thought I'd get out of here without getting that one. It's, where do I start? Yes and no, kind of. Here it is. It's kind of this is a form. It's a form. In other words, there's so many measures. It would be like going around a track. If you ran around the track one time, that's one time through the form. And in this form, we have chords in different spots. So if that clock, or let's say this is a clock, and for this tune, B flat 7 for one measure, and then it goes to E flat 7 for a measure, and then it goes to something else and we study the form. We agree on the form. We don't have to be together to study it. And we say, let's play in a mellow tone in a key of A flat. There's 12 different keys, but we picked that tune was an A flat. I know it's like teaching math. Yeah, you can tell you're losing everybody. But what happens is it's built a certain way, and we learn it. And then we drill it. So for me, when I'm playing on it, I play the melody, but the structure, the chords are. And I'm studying those chords, F major, 7. I'm studying where they're at. And I go around it and around and around until I know it. And then once you know it, it's like a neighborhood. Once you drive around it enough, you know the side streets, you know who's home, you know when people go to work. And if you put the more time you spend on a tune, the more comfortable you get with it, and you know with the information that's coming up. So you create on it. You mess around with the different chords, and the more you play it, the more you can play on it. So there's an amount of, in martial arts, I call it rep work, where you have to just do it over and over and over and over and over until you just know like what it is, just like you would do anything that you would start. So we agree on a tune. We're not playing something we don't know. We're playing something we both know. And then what we do with it is up to us. He may send a signal, we get loud, we get soft. We can do whatever we want with that info that keeps repeating. The trick is when we're finished, that we just know how to get out of it. So it sounds right. But if you don't know it's the same thing that repeats, I used to think it was written out on music. These guys would play for 20 minutes. I thought it was written out on music that was like 30 yards long, but it isn't. It's the cycle that goes around. So all these tunes are cycles, and that's kind of what we do. We study the chords and the scales and how other people would play on it. You know, does that make sense? Yeah. In fact, here's a blues form. It's 12 bars. It's quick to show you how this thing works. Okay, F blues. We'll do it up just so way to kind of move it along, because I have to be home by next Easter. So this is 12 measures long, just like a clock. All right, so it starts, and that means we're in the first measure, second, and then when we're in the last measure, it doesn't end until when the last measure ends, the beginning of the first measure starts. So the endings of every measure are the beginning of the next. So this is one time around the form. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. F7, B flat 7, F7, F7, B flat 7, B flat 7, F7, D7. Thank you. G minor 7, C7, F7, C7. So he's playing the chords as all together. So you hear it as a chord. Boy, you can tell I've been teaching too long, man. It rolls out of my tongue. So
Welcome to
easy.
college at jazz improv class.
Yeah. So now for me to play it, I can't play everything at one time like him. I have to arpeggiate it, figure out what it is. So here's me, the way I would drill it, while he's drilling it his way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to change as it changes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we go on and on, we do more fancy stuff with it, but we do it a lot. So that's how we drill it. And it's just, once you understand it, it's easy to understand, but then you just have to like drill it. That's what the students don't get. Oh, now I understand that I can do it. No, now you understand it, and now the work starts of just doing it over and over and over. There's no secret. Anybody who does it, who plays really well, that just shows that they've done like the work of doing it again. But the idea is do it slow enough so you can control it, and it's fun, because it can get really boring. But we'll play, let's do
And the last thing I'll say about that is, people say, are you doing what you want, like just making it up? Yes, but we're following many, many rules. Because if we didn't find those rules, you all would have left by now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we are making it up, but there are many
Yeah.
rules we are following.
We're making it up with what the structure is.
Yes. What are we playing?
We're not just, we'll do F-Blues, we'll do a Sunny Moon for 2. Here's a melody. It's Sonny Rollins, great player. This is called Sunny Moon for 2. It's on the same form we just played. But now we'll just do whatever we want with it. But we played it a couple times before. Okay? 1, 2, So, make sense? And it's just, but the more you practice it, the more fun you can have with it. So that's the fun part of it. But that whole thing was just 12 measures, and you go on forever. And some people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who wowed you in the beginning? What player?
Oh, wow.
So,
So many of them. A lot of them. Go ahead, you go first. You got it?
I mean, if you listen to a lot of jazz, some people do, some people don't. And his playing, and hopefully mine too, you could hear the influence. But I'll let you think about it before I say who I think.
Okay.
But for me, I listen to a lot of straight ahead jazz guitar, but there's three people I listen to every day, and it's always a little bit of Wes Montgomery, a little bit of Pat Martino, and my favorite is George Benson.
Well, I think I always liked Sonny Rollins and a lot of tenor. I played tenor for the most part until I started to play this. But it was kind of okay. For players, to answer your question, yeah, Sonny Rollins, Dexter Gordon, yeah, John Coltrane, Johnny Griffin, James Moody, you know, it goes on and on and on. But I saw it as a thing. My mom was a cook. My dad worked construction. They came home, put on jazz. It made the home happy. My mom was cooking something. Sauce was happening in the kitchen. Count Basie's on TV. My dad's sitting in his construction. He's all tired. He's in his, it's wintertime. He had his insulated underwear, that old insulated underwear, and he's looking at the TV, going, "Go!" like screaming at the TV, saying, "Go, go!" It's a big band. I'm looking at jazz. Dad's happy. Mom's cooking. It smells great. This is great. So to me, music was like a tonic, and I always looked at it as, I never looked at it. To me, it was a thing that was part of this just happy, good vibe that could be great. And then later on, I would see people. Boots Randolph was one of my dad had Boots Randolph records. I didn't know who anybody was. And then I saw a bunch of guys. I saw Count Basie. I was like, I saw Ella Fitzgerald. I saw Judy Garland. That's how old I am. My mother took me to the Mann Center and said, "See that woman in the red dress? That's Judy. That's Dorothy." And I said, "That doesn't look like Dorothy." but they love music. And that's what, to me, it was a thing that was just fun, like playing or sports or whatever. Music was just another fun thing. But it was really, when I saw certain players, I saw Dizzy Gillespie, that was crazy, But when I saw Sonny Rollins one time, life-changing. So if you're ready and you see the right person, it will mess you up and you'll never look back. It's just, when I saw Sonny Rollins, I was like, whoa, I didn't know you were allowed to do that. I know you could do it, even though you were allowed, But he was on, and it was like, and I was ready, and it was like, what the heck? What? Yeah, Sonny, man. Oof. So he messed up a lot of people in a good way. Not messed you up, but you were like, wow. But a friend of mine said, he said, anybody can play like Sonny Rollins or John Coltrane. Anybody can play like those guys. All you have to do is learn how to practice like them. That's what, you want to practice 11 hours a day? Because that's what they did. And that's what it is. So when somebody's really great, it's not by accident. They just wake up and the doctor went slap. It didn't happen like that. They're working a lot. So that's a good question. Security.
Dennis,
Yeah.
Jerry Mulligan?
Yeah, Jerry was good, but Jerry, by the time I like Jerry, we actually played behind him, but by the time I got on this instrument, I was already influenced by all those tenor players, But Jerry's great. Jerry Mulligan is who I used to. If you came in and you played Barry sax, you would have to learn a Jerry Mulligan solo. It's easy to get because he doesn't play. Not everybody has to play really aggressive and fast. So Paul Desmond, there's certain players that are good to get. But no, Jerry's great. He's a great writer that a lot of people might not know about him. Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken, people heard Boots Randolph on Benny Hill.
No, you're not mistaken.
You're not mistaken.
So yeah, it's yakety sax. That's Benny Hill used it. Yeah. Well, he's a jazz player. His real name was Homer. He's a jazz player, and he went to New York, and there were so many great sax tenor players in New York. He says, "I'm never going to make it here with some of these guys." So he moved back to Nashville, and he developed his style, and he played on Loretta Lynn stuff and all these older country things. And he made more money than any of those jazz players did. But and I called him too because I thought, can I get you to come to the school? Come to Rowan. And like what he wanted, he's used to going to like these big concerts. Go out, it costs you $15,000, and you got to fly the guys out. And he said, "Well, you do a clinic? Do you do clinics with the students?" He goes, "No, I don't do that. No, I don't have that kind of money." So we never really did it. But I called him, and his wife picked it up. I said, "You don't know me. I'm a big fan. I listened to Boots all my life. Can I speak to me. She goes, well, let me call him. He's on the other side of the, he's on the other side of the farm. And he goes, okay, and I hear her, like, probably had one of those monitor things, like, Homer, you got a call. Oh my God, what's right there? And I'm just waiting, because he's coming in his cart from across his field where his horses are. I'm thinking, holy God, guy plays tenor sax, he's got horses and cows and everything. So, anyway, yeah.
This is for both of you. Do you play every day?
Try to, yeah, I mean, if I can. I played today before I got here. Try to, yeah. You can't always swing it, but you try it. If you miss 1 or 2 days, if you miss 1 day, you get away with it. You miss 2 or 3 days, you miss more than that, part of you has to start again. It's like a dog, walking a dog without a leash by somebody who's having a barbecue. And if you don't keep it with you, it'll go away. It'll leave. Especially the flute. I haven't played flute yet. This thing is, flute can't wait to leave you. It'll leave. Trumpet's the same way. Anybody play trumpet in here? Oh, you know what that is. You wake up in the morning, your chops are puffy, you're pumping gas. Right, yeah, right.
Yeah, every day, an hour
Yeah.
a day, unless I have something a little more to do. But with the 3 kids and Mrs. Betz, any more than that is a little tough to bargain.
You have a question, Max, or are you adjusting the camera? Oh, okay.
Unless you get your hair right.
Okay, and, so let's, yes,
Just about, how about your students? Will they be having their concert soon?
we had it last week.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, but we're gonna have it in February on Valentine's Day, guys.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and we're having our guest, this is the kid, the big band, and we're going over his music now. Dennis McCrell, who was Count Basie's last drummer. Before, this guy is great, and he's a lot of fun. And he played in the Vanguard band when up in New York. It was a band that plays every Monday night. The original player, Mel Lewis, when he stopped playing, Dennis took his place. This guy's great, and he's going to come down. He's a friend of mine. He's going to come and work with our kids, but that's when we're going to do it. We just had it last week. Anybody go to that? There you go. Well, come to the other one.
There you go.
Yeah. How about
What do you want to do? What's a flute song?
yeah? Let's do. What do you want to do? You want to do like Footprints or One Note?
Do
or-
one note.
All right, all right. We're gonna do another Jobim tune. Antonio Carlos Jobim. This is One Note Samba. Help me out there. That's good. One note samba. Yes.
So like in this situation, you obviously don't have like a bass player, right? So are
Wait.
He's in the car.
Be less money if we had to actually pay him.
I'm the bass player.
Who is controlling tempo?
What's that?
Who's controlling tempo? Like, are you pulling each other? Or like, what's like?
Oh, who said? He said it when he started to play it. If we wanted, we played together so much. It's all about. He just, as soon as he started, puff, 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 and that was it. Yeah. Unless we do it a different way. That's all. But it's all. This is all trust. What you're looking at is a lot of trust. You just trust because we can mess each other up really easy, but it's not about that. This is like playing basketball and you're trying to protect the person with the ball as opposed to let me steal the ball from my own player. But we're all, if he sets it up, boom, no argument. I'm not going to say stop. I don't like that tempo, Brian. I don't like it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Eileen, yes.
Why did you choose the sax? Why did you choose the sax?
Because it was shiny. It was. There was a store in Pensacola, New Jersey, where I was from, and there was the way it was oriented is when we came home from catechism, I would walk by the store, and the sun was going down, and the way it reflected off the saxophone, I thought it looked really cool. And I saw my dad watching TV, and there was a saxophone player in it. So to me, I thought it was cool. But there's a thumb part. And this is such a bad reason for playing the saxophone. But there's a part where you put your thumb, which is this black part here. Because this doesn't, well, I shouldn't say. So this rests here. And it's the thumb part, this. And on this saxophone that was in the window, in that thumb part, the guy who had the sax put an Indian head nickel in it. And when I saw that, I thought, oh man, that is so cool. I want a sax. Because it has an Indian head nickel. And that was it. And then I know.
You asked for a lot.
I know. Oh, I was thinking big. Anyway, and then my mother, well, we went in the store and the guy said, and he was right, he said, you should actually start on clarinet because then saxophone will be easier. But I wanted the saxophone because it had the nickel, but I was going to argue. So I took clarinet first, an old metal one-piece clarinet. And then saxophone, and then I saw my dad and my mom took me to see these players, and that was it. It was another toy that was fun. And then as you get better, it's more fun. So.
Did you ever get the nickel?
No. Never got, still looking for that nickel. Yeah.
what instrument do you prefer to, like, what's your?
I don't care
favorite
about instruments, I care about who I'm playing with.
Okay.
I don't need a guitar player, I need him, because he has great time. This time when he sets it up and he doesn't move and I know it works, because I don't, when somebody asks me for a gig, I say, give me a minute. Like, if you wanted to hire us to come to the house for Christmas, here's a cheap way to get work. So we would, first I would say, let me see who I can get. Like, there's a, so like, because I don't want to just say yes and then have to get somebody I don't like to play with. I mean, at one point I would just say yeah and I would play with whoever. But I don't want to do that. I've done enough of that. And there are so many great players that if I can get the right players, that's what makes it work. You know, it's like it's a relationship.
Right.
You know, these are effortless, these jobs. You know, they're not all this easy for us. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you look like you had your hand up. No. We're good. All right. So, yeah.
Can you play Silent Night?
No. Oh, you remember those changes?
No.
No.
Sorry.
No, that's a special arrangement. That's the, we don't have that
It's on
music in front of
Spotify,
us.
though. We
It's on
recorded that.
Yeah, go to Spotify. Yeah.
We did a lot of records together, and I don't.
It's
We
on
did a
Spotify.
recording of it, and it was like in the middle of the summer, and we had the songs done, and he goes, "Let's do a Christmas song." I was like, "What?" And he had a chart. He goes, "Just play this. Stop complaining."
Somebody wrote really interesting chord changes
Yeah.
to it, which we never saw before, and we recorded it,
So
and
we
it
knocked
sounds
that
nice,
out.
and we've never played it since.
Thank you.
The problem with Christmas tunes is you can't play them before Thanksgiving, and you can't play them after Christmas. So there's a shelf life on that stuff. So,
Yeah.
There's a shelf life. You got to get it in there, when you can. Yeah, good. All right. So let's do. How about you to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something by Fats Waller, who was, right. Okay. So Fats Waller played. What did Fats Waller play? Piano. Piano, and he wrote great tunes, and he was a real entertainer too, almost to the point where people didn't realize, unless you really study it, how great he was as a composer. But he was a real showman. So here's a story, and it's been documented. Blah blah blah. He's in Chicago, and he's playing a gig somewhere, and some guys come. And they grab it. So they come with us. He goes, "Well, I have a gig," and they just grab him. And they throw him in a car. He doesn't know what's going on, and he was at a gig. Some guys came and took him. They took him and threw him in a car. He doesn't know what's going on. So they go someplace. I think it's Cicero, somewhere right outside Chicago, and they bring him to this big party Al Capone's having. So Al Capone's having, and Al Capone loved Fats Waller. So he comes in, he's looking around, he's like, "My God, what's going on here?" Like a scene. Well, it's not a scene from, it's the thing that they make scenes from. So anyway, so he goes to this party, and Al Capone loved him. He put him up there. He paid him, I don't know how many thousands of dollars cash. He ate all night. The party went on all, and then when it was over, like 4 or 5 in the morning, guys took him back to his house. So
Come with us.
it just, come with us. So it's just, he had a lot of, he was really good with showbiz and all that. And he also, for that time, but he was a real entertainer, but he wrote a lot of great tunes. So we're going to do one of them. This is his Jitterbug Waltz. This is something he wrote. He said at the time, say, I don't have any say. See, now some tunes are, they're built in a way that make you want to do different things. That's a fun thing. I gotta play that more. That's got stuff that invites you into places you didn't normally go. Anyway, yeah? Yes.
Were you circular breathing there for a minute?
I don't know. Was I?
Yeah, I think so. He went into that meditative
Sounded
thing.
like it.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I don't remember. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, it's not a
I
thing.
think you had a
It's
moment
not
there.
It's not a, no. That was. I don't know what
Yeah, you were breathing through the saxophone.
you puff up your cheeks. You squeeze it out like if you have water in your mouth, and while you do it, you inhale through your nose. Right. Hopefully you do and you don't sound like a pig. Well, and then you move your fingers. You squint, make it look hard.
That's a good trick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, yeah. Some people when they do it, they
Yeah.
squint. Oh, it's hard,
Squint.
look, it's hard. So that happens when you're out of breath. Yeah, no, yeah, that's a thing, I guess, yeah. Yes.
My mom has a question.
Oh, wow, you got a good seat. Okay.
Hi.
No.
So you guys are like expert musicians and you're educators, and I know that like deepens your appreciation for music in general and what you're doing. But like, are you able to turn off your brain and just enjoy a song? Or are you like always analyzing it?
No.
No? You can't.
So
do
My
that?
wife yells at me all the
The
time
price
for
you
that.
pay.
Yeah, no.
It's hard. So you listen to
No.
something. I was out with the friend at a Chinese restaurant, and this guy's like one of these genius type guys.
Yeah.
And I said, because I was listening to him, and I said, yeah, perfect pitch. He goes, something. I said, well, you know what's going on? He goes, yeah, E, C minor over E, A minor over D. I was like, whoa, really?
Yeah.
So some people hear it, but like, you know, my wife and my daughter put on Taylor Swift and listen to it. Sus chord.
Yeah.
It's a minor chord. I said, don't you love this tune? It's great. It's about this. It's a D minor right there. I don't know. So yeah, it kind of it can mess you up. I guess I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to be able to turn it off. I can't turn it off.
Same
I feel
here.
like as an editor, I have to actively decide to enjoy a book and
Oh, yeah.
not edit the book as
Well,
I'm
there you go.
reading.
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same.
Especially if you teach it.
Yeah.
If you teach it, because then you're correcting. And that's another bad thing. Yeah, try this, try that. Don't do this, don't do that. Then you listen. It's like, ooh, they should have. Ooh, they should. Can't you just enjoy it? Apparently, I can't. You know, what am I gonna do? But yeah. Yeah, we'll do another one for you. Any yes?
Who did you study the saxophone with?
I studied with a guy by the name of Denis back in Pennsauken at that store that had the nickel thing and the thing. And he just gave me basic scales and chords and all that business. But no jazz. I just listened to records. And now, when I was starting, they didn't have all the stuff they have now. Like, I would listen to that music, and I was like, what are they doing? What is this? I mean, it sounds nice. I have no clue how to do it or how does it work. And now, I went to Glassboro when it was Glassboro. But then I went to graduate school in Miami, and that was, for me, was it. They had great teachers. I mean, they had teachers that were just as good as people would play great. And they cracked the code for me. They just showed me how all of it works. Still had to practice it, couldn't play it. But they would say, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. And you're like, oh, is that what that is? Is that what that is? Yeah. But Danny Saracola, he was the sax teacher. And then I picked up the flute, and I didn't know what I was doing. I developed a lot of bad habits on this thing. And I went to this guy, John Krell, who played piccolo in Philly Orchestra. And I said, just help me out. I don't even know how to hold this thing. Because flute's a whole different thing. Fingerings are the same, so most saxophone players feel they can play it. But he looked at me, he goes, you know, you could play really okay from really, really loud and louder. Because, but anything the other way, you don't know how to do it. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing the thing like a saxophone. He goes, yeah, anyway, okay. Yeah. But it took a long time to break bad habits. That's worse than learning it right the first time. Oof. Yeah, anyway. Bob?
Which is the harder breath control, the Barry or the flute?
No, they're just different. They're just way different. No, it's not harder. They're just different. This takes more, but that's more control. It's just different. It's not harder. Yeah, you just get used to. You learn it's not hard after a while. You know, just different. That's what I would play that like this, and that's what he said he could tell. Usually about 10 times more air than you need to. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, good. Thank you. That helps. You know.
Well, we're gonna
Yes.
Did you ever play in Harlem?
Play in Harlem?
You played in Harlem, Denny?
No. I mean, up there, but didn't play at the Cotton Club or anything like that up in there in those days, no. We played in New York a lot. Played at when I was in the band that traveled in New York, everything was downtown. Everything was in the village. The Blue Note, the Blue Notes down in the Village, and oh, not the Bijou. It was a place. There was another place that all the gigs were down there, unless you played A.B. Fisher Hall. We played there a few times. That's when I was traveling with Maynard. We played all over the place. But for a big band, there's only a few places that can have a big band. Anyway.
You guys have been great. We're gonna play one more for
We'll
you.
play one more, and then we'll.
If you like our music, we're on all the platforms. If you listen to Spotify or Pandora, so check that out. And what
And if you let it play repeatedly all night,
we might
every
earn,
night of the year, we'll maybe get like 4 or 5 cents at the end of the year.
But we're not going to talk about that right
help
now.
us out. Yeah.
And how copyright has changed in this country.
Your wife called the baby needs shoes. So if you can help out just by playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to end with?
We do sweet, or you want to do a sweet
Nah,
Georgia? You want to
something
do rhythm?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a contrafact for you. This is actually, you know what? We'll do the actual too. George Gershwin wrote "I Got Rhythm." I got rhythm, Baba, right? And boy, the jazz musicians, we just hijacked that thing like you wouldn't believe. There are more songs written, only blues, that 12-bar thing. After that, I Got Rhythm. There's so many songs that people wrote off of I Got Rhythm. There's tons of contrafacts, but this is like a format that we teach us. If you're going to play music, at some point you're going to deal with I Got Rhythm, but we're going to actually play I Got Rhythm, the original before the. Yep, I remember it. It's the actual tune before it was all hijacked. It has to be at least 60 tunes without even thinking that we're doing.
We can put some mustard on it? Or
Yeah,
no?
put a little mustard on it.
All right, you have fun, all right?
Okay, good. Take a hold. Feel free to dance. Don't break a hip.
Hey.
Thank you.
Enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.
Okay. Please don't run off yet. I'm gonna try to pass out some pens. I was gonna have you go to our Facebook and give us feedback. I'm gonna ask you to do that anyway, but my boss, Mr. Turk, would like me to lock you the door and have you all fill those things out. So I'm gonna hand out some pens real quick, and then we'll do closing remarks in 2 minutes, okay? So please hang out for just one more minute.
Oh, you need music to write by?